Now we want to specify the width and height of an image. And of course, you will see now that the image attributes are growing much in number. We've added the width attribute, and then also we added the height attribute, which is fine. Never mind, I'm just trying to stick to the coloration rules that we use at Blackboard. So you can see now that we just added an attribute width equals to 320 pixels, and we'll leave the height just blank. That will be explained in some few moments. Now to our shortcode. We're just going to remove this src because we want to be working with a relative path. Alright, so remember we were referencing the my_image.jpg. This time around we want to give it width of 320, but I would say before we do that, let's just leave it blank and see exactly how the image appears. Now we've opened it in the browser, and then we see C. Ronaldo, best player in the world, I must say. 31 goals scored for Real Madrid back then. That was way back in 2013, 2012 or so. A very great player. So the image is so wide, and you can see the extent of its reach. You can see even all the way down it extends, so that it's so big. So what control do we have over changing or adjusting the width and height of the image? So in a moment, we just go back to our code and then make the width to be, say, 320 pixels. You have to put the pixels there to demonstrate exactly the unit that you're using to specify the width of the image. And now we reload. Great, so we just specified the image to be 320 pixels. Just imagine we try to change it maybe to 520 pixels, and then so you can see it's all growing. The width is 520 pixels now. And also please remember, pixel is not the only unit in HTML. We could use a PC, 520 PC, no changing, or maybe CM perhaps. Okay, well, just forget about that. I think it's just converting it by default to pixel. Now an interesting thing happens when we try to add height. When we add height, and that's, let's say, 120 pixel. So then we go back to the browser, and then we click on reload. Then we reload it. Okay, so that's it. Now you see that the image seems stretched and cramped together, something like that. It is simply because we added the height attribute. We are specifying the width, we are specifying the height. When the height was blank, okay, the image drew the width and then proportionally drew the height. But this time around we are drawing the width by ourselves, where we also stated the height by ourselves, so which means the aspect ratio, yes, you heard that right, the aspect ratio was distorted. The aspect ratio, yes, that's what we call it, the aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is calculated. Aspect ratio is calculated. Aspect ratio is equals to width divided by height. That is the aspect ratio. So an image, it was good when we did not specify the height, because the image simply drew the width and also drew the height proportionally in order to maintain its natural aspect ratio. But when we specify the width and we specified the height, we were making the decision of what the aspect ratio of the image should be. Interestingly, there is one other way to actually give to set the width and the height of an image by adding the style attribute and saying 320 pixel, and then height, we just say 120 pixel. So this is the other way to set the width and the height of an image. So that's width 320 pixel, height 120 pixel. So let's check it out now, so you can see it's all good. 100 pixel. Let's make it maybe 320 as well, and let's see the change. Okay, 320 as well. Here is the change. You can see. So this time around, the aspect ratio is distorted, which is not really good. Probably we didn't even have it in mind to discuss aspect ratio. Now I'm really disfiguring the image by making the eye so much longer than the width of the image. So that's just right there. That's it. But so now we've been able to see how to change the width and height of an image. We could decide to change the width by stating it as directly as an image attribute, or we could change the width and height by stating them as properties in the style attribute of the image.